Once Dr. Emily Watson started a clinic, bringing hope and expert medical care. She quickly earned the trust and love of her patients for her dedication and skill. Dr. John Hales, an established doctor in Oak Ridge, felt threatened by Dr. Watson's growing popularity. He started undermining her reputation by spreading false rumors, questioning her competence and the efficacy of her treatments. Dr. Watson's patient numbers dwindled as the rumors spread. Confused and hurt, she learned about Dr. Hale's actions from a loyal patient. Determined to uphold her reputation, Dr. Watson decided to focus on her work, hoping to prove her detractors wrong. Dr. Watson started free health camps and a blog to share accurate medical information. She aimed to demonstrate her expertise and commitment to her patients, countering misinformation with her actions and knowledge. A flu outbreak hit Oak Ridge. Dr. Hale's clinic was overwhelmed, and in a surprising turn of events, Dr. Watson offered her assistance. Together, they worked tirelessly to care for the sick community members. The townspeople began to see the discrepancy between Dr. Hale's claims and Dr. Watson's actual skill and dedication. Dr. Hales, witnessing her competence firsthand, felt a growing sense of guilt over his earlier actions. As the outbreak subsided, Dr. Hales publicly acknowledged Dr. Watson's significant contributions. He admitted to spreading rumors out of fear and insecurity. While the community applauded her professionalism, the revelation of Dr. Hale's actions created a rift. Despite Dr. Hale's apology, Dr. Watson, deeply hurt by the betrayal and the damage done, chose not to forgive him. She continued her practice independently, focusing on rebuilding the trust of her patients and the community. The community of Oak Ridge became divided. Some supported Dr. Hales, understanding his actions as human error, while others loyal backed Dr. Watson, admiring her resilience and integrity. Dr. Watson's clinic regained its patients, and her blog became a respected source of medical information. However, the professional relationship between her and Dr. Hales remained strained and distant. Dr. Hales, regretting his actions, learned a hard lesson about professional jealousy and integrity. He continued his practice but lost the complete trust and respect of many in Oak Ridge. The once harmonious town of Oak Ridge now faced a moral dilemma. While they had two skilled doctors, the community was marked by an undercurrent of division and a loss of its former unity. Dr. Watson, though successful, couldn't forget the pain of betrayal. She remained a pillar in the community, but kept her distance from other local professionals, choosing to focus solely on her patients. Years later, the rift in Oak Ridge persisted. Dr. Watson and Dr. Hales continued their separate practices. The town, while benefiting from their expertise, never fully recovered from the discord sown by Dr. Hale's initial actions. Dr. Watson's legacy in Oak Ridge was defined by her unwavering commitment to her patients and her refusal to tolerate dishonesty. Her story became a lesson in professional integrity, overshadowed by the reminder of the lasting impact of unchecked jealousy and rumors. In this story, two cousins, Anna and Laura, grew up together almost like sisters. They were always seen together, laughing and sharing secrets. However, as they grew older, Laura began to feel overshadowed by Anna, who was admired for her intelligence and charm. Laura's jealousy grew each day. She felt that no matter what she did, she could never match up to Anna. Laura's parents often compared her to Anna, which only fueled her envy and resentment. The breaking point came during a family reunion. Anna announced she had been accepted into a prestigious university. The family was happy. Laura, who had also applied but been rejected, felt a deep sting of humiliation and jealousy. Laura, consumed by envy, made a plan to tarnish Anna's reputation. She started spreading rumors about Anna, questioning her achievements and integrity. Slowly, whispers began to circulate in the family. Anna was puzzled by the sudden change in her family's behavior towards her. She couldn't understand why her once loving relatives were now distant and cold. One day, Anna overheard Laura bragging to a friend about how she had successfully turned the family against Anna. Heartbroken but determined, Anna decided to take action. Instead of confronting Laura, Anna started to work on a project that would showcase her true character to her family. She began organizing a charity event in their town, involving all family members. The charity event was a success, bringing the community together. Anna's hard work and genuine intentions were evident. The family started seeing Anna in a new light, recognizing her dedication and kindness. During the event, Laura's deception was accidentally revealed. A family member overheard her talking about her scheme against Anna and exposed her in front of everyone. The family was shocked. Laura tried to explain, but the damage was done. She had let her jealousy cloud her judgment, hurting not only Anna but the entire family. Anna, though deeply hurt, chose to forgive Laura. She realized that holding on to anger would only prolong the pain. She approached Laura, offering a chance to mend their relationship. Laura, ashamed and regretful, found it hard to face Anna. She had lost the trust of her family and struggled to come to terms with her actions. In the next story, we have a story of Michael Anderson. He and Richard Gray were known for their intense rivalry. Michael, owner of a successful tech company, and Richard, head of a competing firm, were always in a fierce battle for market dominance. The rivalry took a dark turn when Michael discovered that Richard had stolen his innovative software design. Richard launched the product under his company's name, gaining immense profits and acclaim. Michael was devastated by this betrayal, as he had spent years developing that software. Feeling wronged and furious, Michael vowed to take revenge. He began plotting a plan to take down Richard and reclaim his rightful place in the industry. Michael's plan was meticulous. He started by hiring a team of skilled lawyers and investigators to find evidence of Richard's theft. He also invested in developing a more advanced version of his stolen software. After months of investigation, Michael's team gathered enough evidence to prove that Richard had indeed stolen the software design. Armed with this evidence, Michael decided to strike. Michael filed a lawsuit against Richard, accusing him of intellectual property theft. The news made headlines, shaking the foundations of the business world in Riverton. During the trial, the evidence presented by Michael's team was overwhelming. Richard struggled to defend himself against the mounting accusations. As the trial progressed, Richard's reputation began to crumble. His company's stocks plummeted, and his allies in the industry started to distance themselves. The court ruled in Michael's favor, ordering Richard to pay a substantial amount in damages. It was a significant legal victory for Michael, but his thirst for revenge was not yet quenched. Richard's company faced severe financial difficulties following the lawsuit. He lost his position as the head of the company, and his personal reputation was irreparably damaged. Michael, having achieved his goal of bringing Richard down, felt a temporary sense of satisfaction. However, this feeling was short-lived. He soon realized that his quest for revenge had consumed him, leaving him feeling empty and unfulfilled. In the quiet aftermath of his victory, Michael began to reflect on his actions. He had become so focused on revenge that he had neglected other aspects of his life, including his family and his own company. Michael's company, though still successful, had suffered from his diverted attention. His relationships with his family and colleagues had also been strained during his vengeful pursuit. Realizing the cost of his actions, Michael decided to shift his focus. He started working on rebuilding his relationships and investing his energy back into his company and innovation. Gradually, Michael's life began to regain a sense of normalcy. He worked hard to repair the damage his obsession with revenge had caused. Michael learned a valuable lesson about the destructive nature of revenge. He understood that it not only harms the target, but also the seeker of vengeance. In a city called Newbridge, Henry, a young architect, built a special building. It was his dream. But his partner, Arthur, took Henry's design and said it was his. Arthur became famous, and Henry was very sad. Henry lost his job because everyone believed Arthur. He had no money and felt very alone. His big dream was gone because of Arthur's lie. Henry felt really bad. He wanted to show everyone that Arthur had lied. He decided to make a plan to get his dream back. Henry started working again, but used a different name, John Harper. He didn't want anyone to know he was Henry. He started to make new building designs. One day, a big company liked John's. Henry's new building design. Henry was happy. This was his chance to show his best work again. Henry worked very hard on the building. It was even better than his first one. Everyone loved it when they saw it. Arthur saw the new building and liked it too. He didn't know John was really Henry. Arthur wanted to work with John. Henry said yes to Arthur. They started to work on buildings together. But Arthur didn't know Henry was planning to show everyone the truth. After some time, Henry told Arthur that he was really John. He showed Arthur proof that the first building design was his. Arthur was shocked. Everyone found out that Arthur had lied. Arthur felt very sorry. He lost his job, and people didn't like him anymore. Henry was happy because now everyone knew the truth, but he also felt sad. He had spent so much time on his plan, and he missed doing other fun things. Henry thought a lot about what happened. He got his dream back, but he was not happy inside. He wanted to find happiness again. Henry decided to stop working for a while. He visited friends and saw new places. He started to feel happy again. When Henry came back, he didn't just make buildings. He also helped young architects learn. He told them to always be honest and strong. Henry was an architect again, but he was different now. He was happier and liked to help others. His story taught people about being honest and not being too focused on bad things. In a small village, there was a farmer named Tom. He worked hard and grew the best vegetables in the village. One day, a rich merchant, Mr. Smith, came to buy Tom's farm. Tom didn't want to sell, but Mr. Smith tricked him and got the farm. Tom was very sad to lose his farm. He had to move away and find a new place to live. He missed his farm and his vegetables. He felt very angry with Mr. Smith for tricking him. Tom thought of a plan to get his farm back. He knew Mr. Smith didn't know much about farming. Tom went back to the village and offered to help Mr. Smith with the farm. Mr. Smith was happy to get help. He didn't know how to take care of the vegetables. Tom worked on the farm, but he had a secret plan. He was very careful and clever. Soon, the farm started to have problems. The vegetables weren't growing well. Mr. Smith was worried. He didn't know what to do. He asked Tom for help, but the problems didn't go away. After some time, Mr. Smith was tired of all the problems. He decided to sell the farm. Tom acted like he was just a poor farmer, but he had saved some money. He offered to buy the farm back for a small price. Mr. Smith agreed, happy to get rid of it. Once Tom got his farm back, it started to do well again. The vegetables grew big and healthy. Everyone in the village was surprised. They didn't know about Tom's clever plan. Another story is about a talented yet overlooked employee, Lucy, worked at a marketing firm. Her boss, Mr. Collins, often ignored her ideas and gave the best projects to his favorite Mark, even though Mark often used others' ideas as his own. One day, Lucy had a brilliant idea for a major client's campaign. She shared it with Mr. Collins, hoping for recognition. However, Mr. Collins dismissed her and later presented her idea as Mark's in a big meeting. The client loved it, and Mark got all the credit. Feeling betrayed and angry, Lucy decided it was time to take matters into her own hands. She knew she had to be smart about her revenge. She started working on a secret project, an innovative marketing strategy for a new client. Lucy worked on her project after hours, using her creativity and expertise. She aimed to present it directly to the client, bypassing Mr. Collins and Mark. An opportunity came when the firm landed a potential high-profile client. Mr. Collins assigned Mark to the project, expecting another big win. Lucy saw her chance. The day before the pitch, Lucy contacted the new client directly, offering to present her own ideas. The client, intrigued, agreed to hear her out. Lucy's presentation was a hit. Her ideas were fresh, well-researched, and perfectly suited to the client's needs. The client was impressed and wanted to work with her, not the firm. When Mr. Collins and Mark learned about Lucy's independent pitch, they were shocked. The client explained why they chose Lucy, highlighting her talent and initiative. Mr. Collins realized his mistake in underestimating Lucy. Mark was exposed for not having original ideas. Lucy, on the other hand, was offered a job by the client to lead their marketing department. Lucy's success was the best revenge. She had proved her worth and talent, not by stooping to deceit, but through her hard work and brilliance. Lucy accepted the new job, where her ideas were valued and her career flourished. Mr. Collins regretted losing such a talented employee, and Mark's reputation in the firm suffered. Back at the marketing firm, Mr. Collins learned to value each team member's contribution. Lucy's story became an example of how talent and determination can triumph over unfairness. In her new role, Lucy thrived, leading successful campaigns and building a strong, respectful team. She occasionally crossed paths with her old firm, always demonstrating her professional prowess and the sweet taste of her well-earned success.